Hello and welcome to the Sophos XG Academy 2021. My name is Luca Christmann. I'm a sales engineer from Sophos Germany, and I will be your host for today's session C8, Managing Your XG Estates. I prepared a lot of content, so let's get started. Just a short recap what we are doing today. We are basically talking in short about the firewall management at its own and basically both products in Central and what Central actually is and how to manage your firewalls within Central and how to use those products in Central. There's a lot of new stuff for you, so I will get started right into it. Most likely you are already familiar with the XG Firewall Management. So you have your local web admin, like here in this example on the screenshot, and you can manage your firewalls within the local web admin and completing all your tasks and your daily businesses within the web admin. But there is another way to manage your whole XGs and multiple XGs at once. And this is called the central admin. And within central admin, we are able to managing each and every one of those firewalls which we already included into the XG firewall and into the central firewall management. How to do this and what we actually have to do to have those features into central admin, this will be answered today in today's session. So let's get started with a short recap over Central Firewall Management and what Central is actually in terms of firewall management and in terms of Sophos as a brand. We have Sophos Central here in the middle, in between all of our products. So basically, if you are a customer and you have Sophos XG firewalls, you can use Sophos Central for free. Or you are actually an Intercept X customer with EDR, or you are an MTR customer, or you use Sophos email, for example. You are already using Sophos Central as a management platform. And this is the whole story behind the management platforms within Central. It's our complete cybersecurity made simple solution to manage all of our products within our cloud-based solution. So keep in mind, if you are using one of those products shown here, for example, Sophos Mobile or Fish Thread or device encryption, you're already a Sophos Central customer and can use and expand those possibilities and those management platforms to use this for your XG firewall. Most likely you're already familiar with the Sophos Central Management. For those of you who are not, just a quick recap about Central Admin. The central admin or central dashboard called is our management platform to manage most likely every and each product within the world of Sophos. So basically, if you are an endpoint customer, wireless customer, mobile customer, and so on, you are using Central to manage those products. There are certain other points about Central which I just want to recap quickly, and that's the user portal and the management service portal. So if your Sophos partner is wanting to manage you, or you are an MSP customer, or you are an MSP partner, you are able to use a platform flying above the whole central world and able to manage all your central customers within the management platform. And there's also a solution for the users to interact with Central. So basically, if you have an email account within Central, you can use the user portal to let your users manage their own quarantines or manage their own emergency inboxes, for example. There's also a solution if you are an enterprise customer. So basically, if you want to manage multiple central accounts, you can use the enterprise dashboard. It's called our enterprise solution. So if you have multiple central accounts and you want to manage those within one dashboard, you can use this as well. Just a quick recap, if you want to know more about Central, you should interact with us in more detail, because we have a Central Academy also in place with some recaps about what actually Central is and what we have to do there to get started. But this is a quite important story to understand before we can start with the XG firewall management within Central. So what is Central Firewall Management? As we learned, it's a part of the whole Central story. So you are a customer within Sophos Central, and you can use a small product called Central Firewall Manager for free to manage all your firewalls. And this is a quite bulky solution to use everything within Central. So you can do something like the health and the monitor checks. You can also firmware upgrade all your XG firewall at the same time, or scheduled if you want to upgrade all your firewalls at once in the night, you can do this and schedule this via Central Firewall Management, or you can also view and audit all your changes. If somebody of your administrator changed something on the firewall, you can see this actually in Central. And you can also benefit from other technologies like zero touch deployment or the Central Firewall reporting. We will take a look at this in a deeper level on a short live demo. But first, what do I have to do on the XG firewall to interact and include this one with Central? It's quite easy. If you take a look at this screenshot, you are seeing an XG firewall local web admin, and there's a point called Central Synchronization. This is a firewall now not registered with Central at all, so you can actually see it here written on the screen. You are not registered with Sophos Central, and the only part which I have to do on my XG firewall is to press register, put my Central credentials into it, so basically my email address and my password for Central. If you don't know, or if you don't have a Central account, XG Firewall is giving you the option here to create a new Central account. And if you have done this step, it's actually finished. So you have created the link between the XG Firewall and the Sophos Central platform, and now you are able to manage your whole XG firewalls. You can opt in or opt out if you want for the reporting and the Sophos management, and also the backup management if you don't want to use those features. Let's take a quick look into the whole live demo, for example. So we are now in the Sophos Central admin, and we are seeing the whole dashboard here. I have all products registered in Sophos Central, and we are able to see the whole alert section for all products right now. Those are split up into high and medium and low alerts. And if I press onto alerts in Central Admin, I'm able to see all alerts of all products. Here, basically, most likely all the firewall alerts, and I'm able to see and filter what's actually going on in my environment. But I'm now going to the firewall management section, and it's split up into all sections which is important for the firewall. We are now going to the firewall overview, and I'm seeing two groups here. One group is called ungroup, so basically non-group, and there's a group created SD1. And if I expanding this one, I'm seeing three other groups which stores different kind of firewalls. So I'm able to see 4 different firewalls within this group called Internet, BO, and HQ, and they are all synchronized and all listed online on this environment. I'm able to see where they are online, I'm seeing the serial numbers, and I'm able to expand this group and manage this group as well. So we are later looking at the policy management, but first of all, let's take a look at the firmware upgrades. This is right now not possible as those firewalls are up to date, but if there is a new firewall firmware upgrade, I can do this here. Let's take a brief look into the management part. So basically the configuration pushing. If I'm pressing on managed policies, I'm able to jump through Central through the management section. And here I'm able to configure all the desired configuration steps within Central. It looks like an XG firewall, but it's actually not. It's a platform within Central, and I'm able to configure everything here to be able to push it directly to the firewalls. I'm now adding a new host into my hosts and services called XG Academy and will push this while we are talking to all my firewalls at the same time. So this new object will be saved. And on the top screen, I'm seeing that this will be synchronized to all devices while we are talking actually. So now I'm going to the task queue, which is basically, like the name suggests, queue which shows all the informations which will be pushed to all the XG firewalls. So here we are now seeing our new jobs. It's a object host, IP host, and it's getting pushed to all the 4 firewalls which we saw recently. At the same time, it's already completed on 2 of 4 firewalls. And if I'm expanding this one, I can see the successful job and also can expand this one and see the whole XML inputs which got through the firewall on the firewall and will be deployed directly. This is a quite nice way to interact with multiple firewalls. Also, there is a backup management part within Central Management. So I'm able to store all the backups within Central in the secure manner. So we are seeing here that the firewall will store every 7 days, so weekly, on a weekly basis, a new backup, and we are able to download this backup with a new backup encryption password if needed. And I'm going now to the firewall section and show you guys the options to jump to the firewall via SSO access. So basically, if I'm pressing on the name of the XG firewall here, I'm able to jump through Central, through your browser, directly to the local web admin and administrate the firewall as a failover or an emergency access directly the firewall. This can take up to round about 15 seconds if we are not lucky. But now we are actually loading the web admin and we are on the local web admin on the firewall within the XG firewall without needing to have some sort of VPN, any NAT or something like that. We can go through the whole NAT environments on every and each firewall which is managed in Central. And now, just to prove you the object was created under hosts and services, we are able to see on the second page that there's an object created XG Academy called XG Academy with the IP address 1234 as we created this one. There's also a banner on the top of the firewall which clearly indicates this firewall is managed by Central, so please don't change something on the local firewall which can result in issues. By going back to Central, we are actually back in the Central console and can redo some other steps if needed. Let's take a quick look at Central Firewall Reporting. There's another product called Central Firewall Reporting, which is actually kind of strong in their flexibility with the reporting in the cloud. So basically, it's a product which you can use and subscribe to manage all your reports and your logs in Central. And this is a quite strong product for bigger environments or for environments which have to store logging informations for longer periods of time or to have rather complicated reports, for example. Because you can actually query multiple firewalls at the same time with the same query. For example, you want to dig deeper into a security breach, but you don't know actually on which firewall this occurs. So you can query all your firewalls at the same time and check if the actual attacker was on each firewall or only on one firewall and so on. There are different use cases, so let's get started into a short live demo what's actually happening on Central Firewall Reporting. As you can see, we are back into the firewall management dashboard, and there is a section called Reporting Hub and Report Generator. This is the whole topic behind the whole CFR part. So under Reporting Hub, we are able to select one of our firewalls, and we are able to see three different pillars. One is network, one is security, and one is policy. So basically, one shows all the status into the firewall itself. One is the security pillar about the whole attacks and so on. And one is the policy pillar, which is something you don't want into your environment or something you actually want to have in your environment. Those are all widgets which are selectable. So basically, if you click on one of those widgets, it will show a short review report on the bottom, which we see here actually get generated while we are talking. And this section is actually an overview over the whole pillars and all the firewalls you are actually want to see. So basically I'm pressing here memory, and now the memory consumption and usage will be shown and loaded below, and we can see how much memory our appliance was used in the last minutes. The same kind can be used for other indicators. And this is actually a quite strong profile and tool to use for your management platform and for your reporting platform. But let's dig deeper into the reporting generator, because this is one of the most powerful tools within Central. It's actually a reporting section which can result into different categories. So we have a reporting template section here on the left side, which builds different sections of reports. We have also a graphic report section, and we have a table section, which shows all the tables of our reporting data. It looks rather small and simple, but there's a lot of power behind those features, because we have some reporting templates built in. Those are those smaller sections with the Sophos S in front of it. These are built-in reports, but we have also the possibility to save templates. I will show you this later. But let's jump into a bandwidth usage report and look into the bandwidth usage right now. We are seeing some rather normal reporting usage right now, so security layer, protocol, and so on. And we're seeing the latest 7 days. If I generate this whole report new for 7 days, it will fetch all the informations of the latest 7 days, and I'm able to see all the applications, the category, the risk, the bytes, and the hits of the latest 7 days with a graphical overview. Maybe this is not what I actually want to see, so I can switch to different graphic overviews. For example, the pie chart, which I'm selecting here, and as you can see, it gathered the same information and displayed this one into a different pie chart with a different approach. So what I want to see, I'm able to generate each and every time new. And there's actually no limit in display options. And one of the most strong reports is possible to build within minutes and seconds, because you can actually expand all the columns, which we see here, and select and deselect the whole report as you desire. So maybe you want to see which firewall rule actually generates traffic, which source IP. You don't need to see the categories of the applications, and you don't need to see the hits, for example, only the bytes, and press apply. And what's actually happening right now is that Central Firewall Reporting is generating a new report based on your criteria. And now I'm able to see all the applications, all the source IPs, and I'm able to see which firewall rule actually generate how much bytes used on those filter criteria. There's actually nearly no limits in use cases. For example, you can also switch from source IPs back to users if you like. So switching to users, we are seeing a different picture, because now we are moving to the user section and we are seeing which user generate which traffic. And if I press on one of those filters, it will actually filter in the query the whole report new. So now I'm looking at the latest 7 days and only for the user Luca at salesang.local. And now I'm able to see this user actually used 2 applications with 2 different firewall IDs, and how much traffic did this user use. And I can also generate a new different graphical report if I want to see how much data compared SSH to remote desktop is actually used. If I want to change one of the X or epsilon by axis, I can use this one and can say how much bytes is used per firewall. So basically, I'm now seeing one firewall uses 880 kilobits in total of the firewall devices. So there's no limitation at all in all our reports. I already prepared one of those reports called SSL VPN. And as you can see, you see nothing, because in the latest 74 hours, there was no user connected via SSL VPN. So I'm moving to 30 days. And now I'm seeing one user is connected with a duration time overall of 1 day and 15 hours, and different source IP with 238 MB in total transferred. So I'm able to see with this quick review what my SSL VPN users actually doing in the last 30 days. I can also turn up to 365 days, and I'm able to export all those reports which we saw, and send them to my users or to my administrators if I want. So I'm able to see here the SSL VPN report, and there's actually a report scheduled already set. So I'm going to schedule and telling my central reporting that I want to have this report with all my users of a weekly basis sent to my administrators, which is possible if I like. So I can say, please send me this report each 24 hours, and I want to see what's happening each and every 24 hours at once. This is rather a powerful tool to use if needed. It's important to understand that there is actually a quick way to get started into this whole new world of Sophos Central. So if you are not already a Sophos Central customer, so you don't have Intercept X, you don't have device encryption or other examples, you can create a new free trial for 30 days. What does this mean? This trial will generate all products within Sophos Central for 30 days. After expiration, you can still use all the Sophos XG Firewall features without any limitation. So keep this in mind. You can actually start a trial, use this whole section which we saw in the last 20 minutes, and you are not in any charge of any subscription for these features at all. If you want to connect your firewall to Sophos Central Admin, we saw what you have to do. Basically, you need your Sophos Central email address and your password, and you are ready to go. And as mentioned earlier, Sophos Central is completely free. And you are also having a free trial for 7 days data for central reporting. What does this mean? It's quite simple. If you have XG Firewall within Central, it will keep the latest 7 days of data for you for free all the time. So you can go back 7 days within Central and can look into the features of Sophos Central if you like. And if you want to have more capabilities and more storage, you can actually purchase a new Sophos Central license for Central reporting, and purchase the storage needed for your firewall. And that's all about managing your XG acetate. It's a rather quick session because there's a lot of content within it, and I would highly engage you to quickly look into those features because they are free and you can actually import all your firewalls within Software Central in a rather quick way. The next session, session 9, will be the future of XG Firewall, where our product management team will actually show you what's coming next on the horizon and what's the future of Sophos XG Firewall in total. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening for today's session. Have a nice day. Bye bye.